Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I wanted to do a deep dive into the star stable economy and why I think removing the Jorvik Shilling Limit would be a great thing right now. And originally I was really against this idea because it's just gonna make Star Stable able to raise the prices even more, and I just can't imagine paying 50,000 Jorvik shillings with the current ways that we have to earn Jorvik shillings. That would take at least 3 years to save up that much for one piece of clothing. But if they did do this, they would have to let us have more ways to earn Jorvik shillings. Currently from quests, we earn 20 Jorvik shillings to 5 Jorvik shillings being the lowest amount. I remember last week I was doing a daily quest and I noticed that, and that's just kind of crazy to me. So if they did remove this limit, they would have to raise the amount that we receive. I also started thinking about this idea, removing the limit, because last Wednesday in the update they fixed a bug, and I say that in quotation marks because this bug has been in the game for a year, and it was about the gardening and how much rewards we got back when we harvest a plant, and basically just changed the light in the seeds, so we don't get enough seeds back to replant the garden. I didn't really care about the amount of light that we got, but planting the garden and just the daily gardening that everyone does, that's such a huge part of the game now, especially for endgame players who have nothing else to do. But luckily someone was talking to an employee on Twitter, I think, and I'll put up the screenshot, that we're going back to the original amounts or similar to it, which is really exciting. But I think this is a perfect time to remove the limit and improve the gaming economy. And I was doing some research for this video, and I found a blog post by a gaming development company called Kevru Games, and it's about video game economies and the basics and why it's important. And I'll put up a screenshot of the basic concepts, and if you just want to pause to read them. I think we have most of the stuff on this list except for trading and sharing resources. I don't think we need that in the game. I think that would add a lot more issues. And also on this blog post, it is basically what gaming economies do. And so the first one is motivate players, and I'm just going to read out from the blog post. A well-designed video game economy motivates players by offering compelling incentives, rewards, and challenges. By incorporating various mechanics such as an in-game currency, rare items, and unlocking progression, economies create a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction for players as they navigate the game world. I don't know how many rare items we have in the game other than horses that we can't get anymore, and also the shiny gems that we have for the Trailblazer. I think the Trailblazer was such a huge improvement when they added that. It allows us to have the stable care coupons. I guess that's also a rare item that we can earn. But other than that, I don't feel a sense of fulfillment from the in-game economy currently, because there's no easy way to save up except for the light bank. And now that we can't really do that until they fix it, yeah, it's just really frustrating. And also on the blog post, it describes what else the game economy does, and it's to guide player progression, and I'll put up the screenshot. I think this is where Star Stable really lacks, because when you first start the game, it's really hard to save up Jorvik shillings. And I think it's due to this limit that they don't want to have players earn the free in-game currency fast, because then they'll just buy everything really quickly. And I think if they removed it and they upped all the rewards that you get from quests and stuff, I think people, when they first start the game, would find it more enjoyable, because it also, all the clothing and tack, it impacts how fast your horse goes. And when you first start the game, the horse is so slow, and it makes it really frustrating. And I also think that if they removed this limit, there's two reasons why I think this would really help the game. So the first one is players would play the game longer, because they'd have to grind for light and just other ways of making Jorvik shillings. And I know a lot of players might be upset about that because it obviously takes a lot of time and it'd just be kind of irritating at first to get used to it. But the other reason would be that they could make the star coin prices lower so people would want to spend their star coins to get it right away instead of like waiting. And yeah, hopefully that makes sense. As a late game player, I wouldn't mind having to spend more time in the game saving up a light bank or free in-game currency. That's what you have to do on other games. So I think if Star Stable did this, it wouldn't be any different from other games. I think it's pretty weird that they still have the limit in the game. One more thing before I end off this video, I just wanted to give a comparison to another horse game. And I play HOWRSE. I've mentioned it a couple of times on my channel. For this game, you have to either buy passes or you can save up passes you earn through daily objectives. And it's not always a guarantee that you'll be able to complete the objective that you have that day because some of them are really challenging, but some of them are pretty easy. And another way to earn this currency is selling horses, which isn't that sustainable because the in-game market changes so often that you can't really guarantee that someone will buy your horse at a high pass price that day, like compared to like if it's still on the market in a week. That game can be kind of confusing because of that. But yeah, I think it's pretty awesome that with Star Stable you can just save up your free allowance that you get every Friday. And it sucks that we only get 100 star coins, but I'm just grateful that we get it for free. And if they did get rid of the limit, you'd only have to save up your star coins for horses and maybe a couple of items that you can only buy with star coins. So to end off this video, I wanted to share another part of the blog post that I've been talking about throughout the video, and it's why having a balanced video game economy is important. So I'm just gonna put up the screenshot and you can read along with me. So a balanced game economy design is important because it helps create a fair and enjoyable gaming experience for players. Without a balanced game economy, players can easily exploit loopholes and glitches to gain an unfair advantage, leading to dissatisfaction and frustration among players. In addition, a balanced economy helps ensure that all in-game resources such as currency, items, and experience points are properly allocated and distributed, creating a sense of progression and accomplishment among players. This can help maintain player engagement and increase overall player satisfaction. And when I read that part about players easily exploiting loopholes and glitches, I think that's happened so many times in Star Stable where players find a glitch and then they exploit it. And it also reminds me of players who want to create a fashion account and they cheated in the in-game currency or like the shining gems to have more Jorvik shillings so they can buy fashion clothing items to create content. And I think removing this Jorvik limit would be pretty helpful for those people, although they would have to spend more time grinding for the free in-game currency. It'd probably help them, you know? And I think a lot of people would be pretty happy about this, although they would just have to like balance everything out, if you know what I mean. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will talk to you in the next one.